There's a kind of discipline that doesn't just impress people. It scares them. A level of consistency so powerful that others mistake it for obsession. But obsession is just what relentless consistency looks like to the untrained eye. Have you ever met that one person who just never seems to stop? The one who wakes up before the sun, hammers away at the same habits every single day. And while everyone else is making excuses and giving up, they just keep going. People look at them and say they're unnatural, that it's not normal. But what if they've just unlocked something the rest of us have forgotten? An ancient system, forged by Zen monks in Japan. A practice so relentless, it actually perpetuates itself. They called it Guoji. The practiced without gaps. And once you understand how it works, you will never quit again. Our story begins with a man named Raphael. He was an ordinary guy. Smart, capable, but trapped in a cycle you probably know all too well. He'd start a new habit, full of energy and motivation, only to watch it crumble within weeks, sometimes days. He tried everything. Productivity apps, fancy planners, accountability partners. Nothing stuck. He was fighting a losing battle against his own biology. He thought he lacked willpower, but what he really lacked was the right structure. That all changed the day he discovered the secret behind how Zen monks had been able to meditate every single day for 800 years straight. And let me tell you, it's not about motivation. It's about identity. In Zen temples, there's a fundamental rule: no gaps. Since the year 1200, at exactly 3:30 a.m., a bell rings, and every single morning since the year 1200, the monks rise. Not at 3:25, not at 3:35. Every single day. They don't debate it. They don't hit snooze. They don't ask themselves if they feel like it. Why? Because in their minds, there's no question. They have completely eliminated the option of failure. You see, your brain files every action you take into one of two boxes: reversible or irreversible. If you perceive something as reversible, you'll negotiate with yourself. Maybe I'll do it later. I'll start tomorrow. Just 5 more minutes. But if something is irreversible, you just do Italiano. When a Zen monk takes his vows, he doesn't just promise to meditate. He becomes and when your identity shifts, the internal negotiation ends. So Raphael stopped making promises to himself in private. He decided to go public. He took a piece of paper and wrote, "I am a person who meditates for 20 minutes every morning at 5 a.m. for the next 90 days. He signed his name, took a picture, and posted it for everyone he knew to see. Some people laughed. Others were skeptical. And that was perfect, because every single comment, every skeptical look, became fuel. Every time he felt the urge to quit, he imagined the crushing embarrassment of having to face all those people and admit that he failed. Suddenly, the pain of giving up became far greater than the pain of continuing. He had engineered a situation where his own social pride was on the line. He had weaponized his ego against his laziness, and that's the moment his transformation truly began. Next, Raphael cemented his schedule. Hechos las 5 alto M. Not because there's anything magical about that specific time, but because it was empty. At 5 a.m., there were no text messages pinging, no urgent emails demanding a reply, no distractions, and absolutely no excuses. The goal wasn't to find the most optimal time to be productive. The goal was to eliminate choice, because every choice you have to make is a tiny doorway for weakness to creep in. By the second week, something strange started to happen. He began waking up moments before his alarm. His body was adapting. His internal clock was resetting. By the third week, he no longer thought about asterisk. Starting asterisk, his routine, he just moved. There was no hesitation, no delay, no internal argument. The decision was already made, but his brain, clever and lazy, found new ways to negotiate. Instead of arguing about asterisk when asterisk to do his habits, it started asking asterisk what asterisk to do. Should I do push-ups today, or should I go for a run? Should I meditate, or should I read that new book? This is how variety, the supposed spice of life, becomes the silent killer of consistency. So, Raphael locked everything down. He created an unchangeable sequence. 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of reading. Same order, same time, same place. Every single day. People told him, "You're acting like a robot." He smiled and thought, good, because robots don't argue with their programming. Around day 40, his system faced its biggest test. He had to travel for work. There was no gym in his hotel, no quiet space for meditation. The old Raphael would have used this as a perfect excuse to take a day off. But this was the new Raphael. He did his push-ups in the cramped airport bathroom. People stared perfect. He meditated with his eyes closed in the back of an Uber. He read his 10 minutes on the plane. None of it was perfect, but all of it was continuous. Because the moment you stop even who's done say, you stop being a consistent person and you become someone who used to be consistent. Think of it like a river. A river that pauses isn't a river anymore. It's just a stagnant puddle. He then took it a step further. He sat down and created a pre-solution list. He wrote down every excuse that had ever broken his discipline in the past. Travel, getting sick, feeling tired, having guests over, being too busy. And next to each excuse, he wrote a non-negotiable solution. If I am sick, I will meditate in bed. If I travel, I will do bodyweight exercises in my room. If I'm exhausted, I will do just one push-up. He wasn't making decisions in the moment. He was executing a pre-planned protocol. Because when the storm hits, it's far too late to start building the boat. 90 days later, Raphael wasn't just a man with discipline. He was different, fundamentally changed. His friends noticed it. "You've changed," they said. "You're not normal anymore." He just smiled. Perfect. Normal people get normal results. He wasn't doing discipline anymore. He was discipline. That is the essence of the Guoji System. A public declaration that locks you in. A fixed, non-negotiable schedule that eliminates choice. A commitment to never have gaps and pre-solved obstacles for when life inevitably tries to knock you off course. This system doesn't just make you a better version of yourself. It makes you reborn. It is the death of the inconsistent self and the birth of the unbreakable one. So, the only question left is this. Are you ready to become the kind of person whose discipline terrifies the world? Because the consistency that scares others is the only consistency worth having.